Hello, 6th graders, it's Mr. Carroll. So we're going to be starting a new chapter, and of course, whenever we start a new chapter, we need to place ourselves geographically in the world so we know where we are. We're studying ancient India, so we're going to, of course, look at the Indian subcontinent, which we have a map of here. Before we get started with putting labels on our maps, we're going to need to add a couple of things. One will be a compass. All right. Another will be the key. All right, and our key is going to have 4 different things on it. It's going to have mountains, water, cities, and the monsoon. So the monsoon is a weather pattern, so it's not something we normally put on a map, but it is really important to Indian history. So we're going to start with mountains, and I'm going to do those in brown. All right, you're going to need 4 colors for your map today, if you're following along. So the first set of mountains are the Hindu Kush. They exist over here in the western part, west of this river running along right here. You can see with the laser pointer. We're just west of that river. And these are the mountains that Alexander the Great had to cross and kind of slowed him down and ended up slowing him before he was able to conquer more of India. It also acts as a protector from other tribes in the area. Our next set of mountains is going to be further down, and it's actually the same name for 2 different ranges. There's the one on the western side and the one on the eastern side. And these are both called the Ghats, and there's obviously the western and the eastern ones. And in between them is a plateau known as the Deccan Plateau. All right, so those are the mountain ranges there in the south. Then we're going to go back up north here. And in this gap, which you can see right here with my laser pointer, is probably the most famous set of mountains in India, the Himalayas. And obviously Mount Everest, the world's tallest mountain at 29,028 feet, is in the middle of this range. It's somewhere right about here. So these mountains, they're the Himalayas. And these are going to be causing a great deal of influence in India. So we'll want to make sure in our key that we show that our mountains are all in brown. So our next color we're going to need is blue because water is blue. All right, and so we're going to be labeling 3 important rivers and 2 bodies, 3 bodies of ocean water. So let's start with the oceans. So here on the western side is the Arabian Sea. Here on the east is the Bay of Bengal. And then these are both sub-names for the bigger ocean here, which is the Indian Ocean. Okay, so the Indian Ocean makes up all of this area, but the Bay of Bengal is only this area here, and the Arabian Sea is only this area here. So the seas and the bays are smaller classifications of the ocean. Just kind of like how we make up the United States, but then Colorado is one state in the United States. All right. Our next is going to be our 3 rivers. And so over here, just east of the Hindu Kush, is the Indus River. All right. Just south of the Himalayas is the Ganges, which is a very important river even today. And then up here that runs along the northern end and then kind of comes down and drops off into the Bay of Bengal is the Brahmaputra River. So Buahmaputura. In case you can't read my penmanship. I know it's a challenge on the normal classroom board, and now I have a digital one, and that's even worse. So our next thing we're going to show is cities, and I think we'll do them in purple. And we just have two cities that we're going to point on to the map. So one is up here. This is Harappa. So Harappa. Harappa. And then further down the Indus River is our next city, and that is Mohenjo-daro. So Mohenjo-daro. And these two are part of the Indus River Valley civilization, and that's going to be one of the first civilizations that we talk about in the subcontinent of India. And our last thing we're going to show are the monsoon weather patterns. Let's put those in orange. So there's two prevailing winds, okay? So one set is what happens in the winter. They are winds that come from the Himalayas, and they're very dry. It's known as the dry season, all right? They're bringing this dry, cold air from the Himalayas. So those are the winter ones. Winter/dry. The other set of winds are the summer ones, and you can guess the opposite of it. They're the wet ones. They're coming off of the Arabian Sea, and they're bringing a lot of moisture with them. So those are the summer or the wet winds. All right, and these two weather patterns bring about the seasonal changes that greatly affect how life can exist in the Indian subcontinent, right? Because during the winter, you got this dry air. It's not a lot of rain, so you're not planting stuff. During the summer, you have this wet air, but you have to plant it at the right time because it can be a real huge downpour, and you want to make sure that you're not like planting too soon and you get all your crops run out. So there you have it. Those are our items for the Indian subcontinent to just kind of place us where we are, all right? And we're going to talk more about these different regions throughout this chapter. So if you have any questions, always feel free to email me or leave them below in the comments. Thanks for watching the video, and I look forward to seeing you again real soon.